Here we are again in the losers bracket. Now we have Team HasuObs against Team Nick. Another best of 5 series at Meta Madness. And obviously, guys, whoever loses here is out of the tournament. And this should be a spicy one. HasuObs against Nick is going to be real good. This is also the only series where we have a bit of North American representation, since Cure, aka Cringe Kid, is playing with Team Hasu. And yeah, Meta Madness has been an absolute blast. We've seen some crazy picks already. We had some 5 mappers as well. Those were pretty exciting, and I hope there's going to be plenty more of those to come. But now we have Battlefield of Eternity, so that's our first map in the series. And as we're heading into it, once again, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the stream. So Hightech is sponsoring once again Meta Madness. And guys, if you haven't done it yet, especially if you currently watch this on YouTube, make sure that you check out the video description. There's a link in there. Even just clicking the link already helps to support the stream. If they see that there's some traffic coming from the stream and from the tournament that they're sponsor, that's always great to also talk about with them about events in the future as well. But if you're in the market for some new hardware, then definitely give them a bit of a closer look. They also have a very, very good support system. So if you are someone like me that has absolutely no idea about hardware, what kind of graphics card he needs, what kind of setups would work for the games that you want to play, if you want to stream, do you need anything special, they can help you with that. They helped a lot of people within the Khaldor community already. A lot of the guys have gotten PCs from Hightech, are very happy with it. That includes myself. So they have right on the website, they got a support that you can chat with, and you can just say like, hey, this is what I need for, do you have any ideas how I can maybe improve my system? Should I get something new? And they can help you with that. So can only speak well about them. If you guys have any questions, make sure that you ask them. Check them out. But again, even if you're not in the market for something new, click the link at least and browse a little bit through the page there. So big shout out to Hightech and another thank you for continuing now for like 2-3 years in a row to support not only the stream but also Meta Madness. And in this series, I expect things to become pretty spicy because we got 2 very, very strong teams here. And so now hopefully we're going to get some crazy picks. We're starting things already off with Chromie. Tyrael in these games is a constant, not a constant ban, but he is very present in the ban patterns for the teams at least. So yeah, there's that. But we got Garrosh, we got Imperius, so a very good start here with Anna now attempting to boost Chromie. Yeah, but for Battlefield, we already start everybody. I mean, Chromie, first of all, can really start poking this Immortal down a little bit. With Lunara banned out, your options are a bit slim of what you could pick here. Greymane is still up, so he's great. If you're going for Immortal damage, that's one of the things that you can definitely pull off. And I would expect him either to be banned or picked then by the blue team, one of the two. Other heroes with Immortal damage, honestly, there's not really that many that are absolutely excelling on Immortal damage at this point, considering how many have already been banned out here. Now, you can't pick your Hanzo, your Li-Ming is off the table as well. So, with all of those, it reduces your pool of heroes that really excel on this very, very quickly. Jimmy, to my knowledge, is still up, so technically you can go for Reyna and try and play it out with Exterminator. But he's also a bit vulnerable to direct attacks, especially if there's a potential stun with a Chromie follow-up, because, well, doesn't really have an escape tool. Garrosh could always throw him out, of course. So, that's the thing. But yeah, Zarya gets banned. Garrosh and Zarya is such a dream team, especially in Battlefield of Eternity, that most people will ban her out here. Every time that we saw Rutsu playing, that obviously was an insta-ban. And that's actually also interesting, because now that Bad Benny is replacing Rutsu. So Rutsu, he tried to play today in the first series that Team Nick played, and he made it through the first map, and apparently he's sick, and after the first map he had to say like, okay guys, I tried, I can't, and you gotta replace me. So Bad Benny is subbing in now. But as per usual agreement, every single time that Rutsu is playing, you're banning Zarya against him. That's true for heroes outside of the Meta Madness rule set, and even more so now with them. As expected, by the way, here's the Greymane picks. That's exactly what we thought would happen, since the red team decided to not ban the Wolf. He is now picked and is probably at this point the best damage dealer against the Immortal. Chromie can do it from a safer distance, but when Greymane gets on it with a Worgen form, Boys killing it. And there's Nazeebo. Yeah, Nazeebo again. And here, very likely, Spider build and trying to go for immortal damage. It's not necessarily something where you're trying to go into the late game and hit the Vital Infection if you're playing him on Battlefield of Eternity. It's a lot harder here than on other maps because you're not going to get as many stacks on your baseline. But he's pretty good on the Immortal, and the Ravenous Spirit can, with good stuns, also wreck people. Galnagulnan false stat, and a Mighty Gust against Nazeebo that drops the Ravenous Spirit is always a pretty nice tool. So let's go into game number 1 here at Meta Madness, Battlefield of Eternity, between Team HasuObs and Team Nick. Team Hasu against Team Nick on Battlefield of Eternity. And on the left side, it's HasuObs on Falstad. Cure is playing Imperius. We got Galnagulnar on Malfurion, and Morenas on Greymane. And Johanna is playing Garrosh. Now on the right side of the map, we already talked about it a bit earlier. Here he has the distance with the thing of the deep, so could go into the spiders here. Nick is definitely going to target the Immortal whenever they can. We have Bad Benny on ETC. Moved a little bit away from the prog rock. Same reason, much harder here to get your stacks on the globes, especially if you're not winning the Immortal consistently. Yasuo on Ana, we got Maitri on Chromie, and Marlow is playing Rexa. Yeah, with Rutzo gone, Marlow switched from a main tank into a side laner as his position, since they're really helping out with a role swap, and obviously Benny is a main tank, so that's the one that they found that could sub for the team, and therefore they had to adjust to those specifications. And with a little bit of stacking here for Nick. And it's always kind of fun to have the Witch Doctor in the house. We've had so many games now when Nazeebo was played and where they were trying to just go for the late game and the Vital Infection. But here the play is going to be a bit different. Now there's also a lot more that he can of course do. If you want to trap people with a zombie wall, you can do that as well. Especially if ETC preps it up with... I mean, it's not only ETC. ETC can do it with a power slide, but you also have Rexa with the Misha stun. And on top of that, you have Ana, who with the sleep dart can do more or less the same thing. So there's a lot of cool things that could theoretically be done by Team Nick. And apparently we're not getting that easy trade on the camps, but it might just be a fight over every single one of them. There's the slide, the wall as expected, but Benny is a bit low and very deep here because the blue team rotated in two, and there's the kill for a kill. ETC and Imperius are both dead, but they get the camp. They lose Greymane though. So Greymane is down, but they get the camp. 2 kills to 1. And Nick is literally pushed into a corner and survives. They were trying to get the kill. Spiders still nibbling on Falstad. Actually, how are the spiders attacking him? The guy's literally flying. What are there? Some crazy jumping spiders that can easily just like jump up and hit the Griffin? That feels kind of crazy. With a lot of the other shit, I can still somehow rationalize it. But spiders on the ground, just like trying to nibble on the Griffin here, that's just weird. So we get the Flare, we have a lot of vision. So we have Flare as a level 1 talent for Rexa, and we also get the Time Walker's Pursuit. That's a lot that they can use here. ETC still at the top, but now it's, again, a trade pretty much in camps. Blue team got the one at the top, red team locks in the one down here at the bot lane. And off we go with the Blood Ritual. First objective is popping up now, so that's where we're going to see how much damage can be done by either Greymane or by the combo, the mage combo that Team Nick is running here. I mean, they're literally playing 2 mages as their damage dealers. Indomitable is in. Johanna is just like sniffing this out a bit, and this is probably going to be the best game for Johanna because Garrosh is still his best hero by far. So with that, here comes the next move for objective number 1, and who's going to take the lead on this one? Nazeebo has to deal with the camp at the bottom of the map and is currently busy doing exactly that, but is starting to rotate over. Sleep Dart hitting Garrosh, sets it up for Chromie, who gets the damage in. Yeah, Johann, 1 stun, and he's dead. Yeah, they fully controlled his pathway, didn't they? And now Malfurion trying to set the roots up, and Chromie gets another kill. Chromie with a double kill, 4 kills to 1 in total, and they are going for another one. Cure finds himself in trouble too, and I guess Imperius is gonna fall. Yeah, Imperius goes down, gets dropped by Ana. So that's 5 kills to 1. Team Nick is on a warpath today. These guys have been absolutely murdering the first game that they played, the first best of 5. And now against HasuObs and his boys, they are ahead with 5 kills to 1. They're doing extremely well on the Immortal too. Especially, of course, since Nazeebo and Chromie are doing their thing here. Yep, and that's a victory on the first objective. And they got a 50% shield on that bad boy as well. That's pretty nice, especially with a level 7 talent. Now Nazeebo coming in with the dead rush here. And they are already getting ready at the bottom of the map to push through the wall. Now, thankfully for the blue team, they're going to get their own level 7 for the defense. That gives us also the Nature's Cure for Malfurion. But the birdie with the boomerang, that wall is going to fall one way or another, though. There's no way to save that anymore. And ETC is already sitting at the side here, trying to just like move in and maybe prep a kill for them. But with Misha gone, he's hesitating a bit. Yeah, slowing Sands. They try to go for Johanna again. And Bad Benny. Yeah, he went a bit too deep, didn't he? Bad Benny committing honorable Subaru. But Imperius dies too. It's kill for kill. And Chromie is able to lock another one in. So now Garrosh is dead. And I guess they might be able to take that fort down after all. I honestly didn't think it was possible after they lost ETC. But they are taking it down. They got 2 kills, they take the fort down, and that gives them a significant lead in this game now. 7 kills to 2. They have the fort obliterated and are ahead by half a level. The experience lead isn't really the most important thing here, but just the fact that they already took the fort down at the bottom of the map, that's already big. Nick, on the other hand, yeah, this time they're not going to be able to save him. So Nick gets taken out. And on the back of this, they get at least a camp. It is the right step back into the game. But of course, they got a long way to go here if they want to tie this one up. So, Johan looking again for an opportunity to help the team get a kill. But with level 10 abilities now starting to come into play, we at least have them all roughly on the same level of experience. It would have been a bit awkward if Nick's team had a big window where they could use heroic abilities before Team Hasu had those available. But yeah, they go for Johan again. Didn't quite work out. Ravenous Spirit, stage dive, and the Ravenous Spirit is there. There's the stage dive, and that's a pancake play. Normally we see that from Urel, but he just dropped on top of Garrosh and just flattened him. No chance. Go for the throat this time. We get Falstad still with the Gust. And that's really where Falstad can interrupt the Ravenous Spirit. So that was obviously a pretty sweet kill from Nick and Benny, but still, it's not over yet. And they go for ETC, and with the Gust, that should be on. Yeah, Morenas. There's a slide though. Ah, what a setup by Cure. Nice. That's the stun that they needed right there. Chromie flipped and also dropped. Well done. Good kill prep from our boy Garrosh. Yeah, but the fight is not quite over yet. Garrosh, he dies, so that's the bad news. He was able to help him with the Chromie kill, and they got 2. They dropped ETC and they dropped Chromie, so that allows Greymane to still go straight up for the Immortal and get the damage ear connected. But the battle at the bottom of the map continues even further, and that's the end of Rexa. So they're still able to lock in some additional kills. And that helps them. What the fuck was that? Were those the Nazeebo zombies? Is that the sound that they made? Like, I've never paid attention to this, but if that's... I mean, I have to play more with Nazeebo. If that is the sounds that are being made by those things, then yeah. Where's my ARAMs? Where's my quick matches? I need some Nazeebo games. I need to check the sound files, honestly. If that's in there somewhere, I need it. Benny is getting crushed right now. Now, they're going with Imperius for him again. So, yeah, Q was able to do that. Interrupt on the stage dive. They just can't get the kill, though. The fuck is happening? Yasu, he's been crushing it throughout this entire tournament and he's pulling it off again. The last time he played on Battlefield of Eternity, he played with Tyrande and he pulled one of the most crazy games over. Now we have still an Immortal for the blue team. But the shield is going to get obliterated before Team HasuObs is even in position to help it out. So that's a big problem. A little value has been had here, at least the lead in experience. But now there's the trap. Johanna, careful. ETC, he should get away. But Chromie is still dishing out the pain. They want at least Misha. They can't even get her. So the Immortal takes the wall down and that's it. I mean, that's not enough. No, they want to bring this back, then that's not enough. 24,000 damage for Nazeebo. Top damage for now. And 17k for Falstad. HasuObs, he is just murdering it on the siege damage the entire time here. Imperius also has an immense amount of wave clear, but Hasu finds himself on those side lanes time and time again, getting the experience for the team, making sure that they're maintaining that lead in XP that translates now into an early level 13 talent for them. And maybe with the camp, it's just too much vision currently. I highlighted the talents a bit at the beginning of the game that Team Nick can rely upon, and thanks to that they always know exactly what's going on here and don't fall into all of these traps too easily. 78 stacks for Nazeebo at level 13. As mentioned, it's not necessarily about the Vital Infection. If you of course gets close enough to it, then he's definitely going to consider it. But normally when you're playing Battlefield of Eternity in Nazeebo, you're more so looking at upgrading your level 10 than anything else. This is not the map where you roam between lanes to get the additional stacks on your baseline and complete that. Thing of the Deep though, at 79 stacks now too. And the Immortal is spawning again. And Stage Dive ETC, still active at the bottom here. I mean, I liked it in the previous plays that Benny made. Now, there are obviously interrupts. It's one of the reasons why they didn't go for Mosh Pit. But then again, even against a ton of interrupts, Mosh Pit has some nice benefits because it really forces your opponent to hold some of those interrupts back. And of course, in isolated scenarios, you can still get these kills if you make him dance. But with Stage Dive, they can mirror the movements of Falstad a bit better in the later stages of the game. And can also cut their path of retreat of a bit and just use these choke points to come in with ETC whenever there's a fight brewing and then go for a slide and a stun. But still, blue team is slightly ahead. Falstad is at the top. They go again for Johanna and he gets away. Had to pop the Indomitable on the other hand. So that's a bit of a problem. Nick, okay, he makes it out. Stage Dive zones them away from Nazeebo. Nobody can follow up on it yet. Yeah, but the fights still continue. Okay, Marlow already in position. ETC at the top. Starting to slide through again. Hasu fighting it out against him. And in the middle, everybody's poking. And that's really where Team Nick excels, because they got the mages. They can use My Try. They can try and get close enough in the Nazeebo to get another shot connected here. But here comes Falstad. There's the Gust. And that's a beautiful kill. That's exactly how you go in with a Falstad plays. Ana and Nazeebo are both dead. And now they're going for the throat. And they're taking Rexa down too. Yes, that was sexy. That's how you play Falstad. Look at this one. Falstad coming in, already pinging it up, flies in, gets the Gust, and then they're just absolutely crushing it. Ana went down first. After that, they got the Nazeebo kill, but that's the perfect angle for Falstad. They got 9 kills, 2-9, and nearly level 16. So that's exactly how you have to play this one out. It wins them another Immortal, and they're getting a talent advantage as they're pushing with the objective. So really nice plays by HasuObs and his boys. He's, by the way, the guy that ruined Blackheart's Bay. So in case that you were ever wondering, HasuObs on Falstad is the guy that ruined Blackheart's Bay as a competitive map. I'm not even joking. Like back in the day when Blackheart's Bay was still in the pool, at some point HasuObs and his team figured out that you never had to fight on the map. That if he plays Falstad in particular, they can just roam the map the entire time and always use Falstad and his Gust to disengage from fights and just turn in or push lanes. And that very quickly removed the map as an option in competitive play. So he has a lot of experience playing Falstad and getting these positions. Gust again to interrupt the Ravenous Spirit. Good for them. And now they are going straight through that top wall. But there's also this to consider. So ETC is getting them level 16 and is currently doing damage down at the bottom of the map. Can always jump into 16 talents, Ring of Poison, and the Shifting Sands. So ETC still working at the bot lane. And he is doing also a lot of damage here. If he can keep the catapult there a little bit longer. Even if he has to jump out, who cares? Falstad is flying in. Alright. Says quickly hello. But the wall is nearly destroyed and they nearly traded. I mean, obviously lost a little bit more because of the Immortal. But that wasn't too bad. Now it's a 4 down on each side. 16 talents iron. And Nazeebo is at 101 stack. So he completed his level 1 talent, but doesn't have more than that. Okay, but either way, we got the 1 level lead. Close to it at least, not quite. And the birdie is by now not only top damage in Siege, but also top damage in hero damage for the blue team. Nazeebo still a bit ahead of him, just in general. Johanna, he died 4 times. Yeah, against the mages, he gets so much insta-damage pushed on him. And Cure obviously doing well here too. And once again, I talked about it before, but shout out to Cure. Every single time you see a player playing cross-server, that means automatically that he cannot play at his best. There's always a disadvantage. That might mean that you can't play some of your best heroes. In this case, it affects mostly heroes that are very mobile and a bit on the squishy side. Tracer, Zeratul, maybe even Genji. Those are banned anyways for Meta Madness, so playing macro is definitely still possible. But that ping disadvantage that we have playing cross-server always plays a big role. So yeah, that's true for the European players playing on the NA server, and that is also true for Cure playing on the European server, so shout out to him. There's not a lot of NA players that are willing to play cross-server. He's one of the very few, and that definitely needs to be respected. So, by now, we got 1 level and a half until they hit level 20. Oh, Misha. Yeah, that could have been a quick Misha kill. I mean, Misha is always coming back, but if you can remove her for 20-25 seconds, you find yourself always in a pretty sweet spot where you can start to attack, because that's 1 stun removed immediately. And you don't have to go through a hit point pool anymore. Now, as this stands, Immortal Stun. Had to cleanse that one out. That could have been a disaster if he gets caught there. Imperius is up at the top. There's obviously still the cam. Falstad is taking over. They're looking at the same play again. Gust into Malfurion route. This time it's not happening. Yaz is also positioning himself a little bit differently here. It's still noteworthy that Nick is at 126 stacks with Nazeebo. That's maybe not insane, but honestly, you could try and play for the Violent Faction. I would still expect them to just upgrade their 20, but if you feel that this game is going to take longer, then there's still a chance. And Nazeebo is in slight trouble, could use his Ice Block, hasn't so far not seen a need for it, and they come in with the attack, Ice Block, as the move comes through, but now they're going for Cure, and I think he's in trouble. Nah, he's still at the cooldown. Nano boost. There's a lot that went wrong here for Team Nick. There is a lot that went wrong. First, it's the stage dive that doesn't hit, then the nano boost of Anna on Nazeebo that didn't really give them any value, but they're still coming in for a kill, and Johanna is so insanely low, and he finally gets dropped, but they lose ETC too, so it's a trade in tanks. And this game, it's all over the place again. Blue team's Immortal is quite low though, so that's a huge problem right now for Team Hanzo. They don't want to lose this bad boy, or their top fort is gonna be destroyed for sure. But they are also inching closer and closer to level 20, so that's pretty much what they're trying to do here. Keep Falstad on the side lane, push these out a bit, and work on this as much as they can so that they have the talent advantage over their opponent. At least for the defense, because it does seem quite unlikely that they are still turning the fight over the Immortal around, even with level 20. The Chromie poke alone is gonna become too much of an issue, but I like the pressure against the top keep, so that's pretty good. It's gonna be some damage at least. 20 kills in total, so we are more or less having 1 kill per minute here, a bit more. And Garrosh also upgrading his level 10, coming in straight with a deadly calm. And they're bringing this back now. Yeah, but here comes the stage dive. Jeez, yeah, aggressive around this again. Where's the Nazeebo when you need it? He needs to drop the spiders again. They nearly have the Immortal destroyed. Chromie with another hit. Falstad, the Gust. Nice. Well done by Maitrai. Really nice plays by him. Obviously, they anticipated that move to come in eventually, and he reacted perfectly on this one. Went for the timeout, and that allowed them to dodge out on Hasu's ult. And just one more combo, and they are going to take the Immortal. And indeed, they have it. The Immortal is taken. Misha dies. Yeah, that's a worthy sacrifice there. Nano boost on Nick to get some more damage in. And up at the top, they still need to deal with that catapult because the keep is falling way too quickly. Okay, so the keep is down. Sorry, the catapult is down. The keep is still there. But the fort is likely going to be lost now. We're 19 minutes in. Immortals are starting to do some solid damage now. Level 20 is nearly available for Team Nick. He's at 134 stacks, so I don't think he's going to go Vile Infection. Unless, of course, they really anticipate this to go much longer. But nope, they don't. So he goes for the Ravenous Spirit upgrade instead. Yeah, and can they do a little bit more here? Now that both teams are... By the way, Falsa is the only one that hasn't died yet. Hanzo and his positioning have been on point in this game. Absolutely on point. Yeah, there's the boar. Khaldor gets attacked. Immortal stun on Greymane. They can't follow up on it with additional damage. Doesn't work out for them. The keep still in play. And more damage against Cure 2, but he is easily able to retreat here. It's always so tricky. On the one hand, Ravenous Spirit is absolutely crazy. Such a great ult, especially if you can stay away from Falstad and his interrupts. And then when you are upgrading it too, the range alone is just so good. But with him being at 150 stacks, it's honestly always the question, would it be better to just go for Vile Infection and wait it out a bit? That might just be better for them. Hanzo dies for the first time, but they get the Chromie kill. Here comes the Ravenous Spirit again. Nano boosted. And they drop 2. Oh, and they're looking for more. I don't think he gets the slide, though. But they are cutting the path of retreat off, or at least trying. Cure dodging out on the slide. Nice. And trying to turn it on Marlow. Not... Oh, the double hit. Can Greymane maybe come in with a go for the throat? He still has the ult up. He's doing a lot of damage here. He's doing a lot, but he's not doing enough. Imperius is dead, and there comes Greymane. Greymane, the big bad wolf, goes for Granny. And... Moonfire! Marlow gets away! Khaldor, oh my god. Oh, Greymane gets 1 kill, but he can't get more than that. Now they go for the bottom keep, and they're going to drop this. What a game again. This is only map 1. This is only the first game between the two teams here. The keep is gone. Rexa is sticking it out at the top. And still, I gotta wonder, would it have been better to go for the Vile Infection with Nazeebo? Just play it a little bit slower, get the remaining stacks for him, and then use those team fights together with it. I mean, hindsight is always 20/20, right? So it's much easier for us to ask that question. And for Nick, he made his decision, and it led to a kill on Garrosh at least. But of course, now that he's about to get the stacks for the baseline, that would be the big one. I mean, either way, halftime show firmly in the hands of the red team. So they dropped that one easily. Nazeebo has 74,000 damage. And they're taking also the top lane out now. Catapults 22 minutes into the game are hurting. They're really hurting. So if you get that one on the core, that shield is going to get murdered. That's why Hazu is there, deals with the minion wave, can deal with the catapult. But it's still... The Immortals are getting really dangerous now. And this is very likely going to be the last. It depends a bit on who takes it. I guess if Team HasuObs locks it in somehow, then there's a chance that Team Nick can defend, because they still have 2 structures at the bottom of the map where it would travel to. Ravenous Spirit again, and it doesn't do enough. Doesn't do enough. Yeah, there's the interrupt attempt. Ice blocked by Nick. Nice, but they still get Yasuo into a corner, and he's gonna die. Ana is dead. The root on the ground as Greymane is looking for more. And Greymane is just crushing it at this point. His damage output is absolutely out of this world right now, and it is helping him against the Immortal too. Now we still got a camp up at the top, and I guess the birdie will have to deal with that, right? Falstad is most likely going to make a move over, deal with it, and then try and fly in for the fight again. There's a good chance that they're losing another keep if he doesn't move to the top lane. Down here, they go for Chromie, and that's a kill. Johanna with Garrosh able to get the lock. But the top keep is falling. So, I don't know, guys. That top keep is down, and as I said, that's an issue. So I'm a little bit surprised that Hanzo didn't take care of that earlier. Maybe they didn't see it or really felt they didn't have the opportunity and the time. The problem for them is that the Immortal has only a 16,000 hit point shield, and down at the bottom of the map they might have been able to take down the fort, but there is still an entire wall and the keep that they gotta go through if they want to end the game here. And that is not a guaranteed victory. 24 minutes in, don't get me wrong, that Immortal hurts. It really hurts. But this is still definitely a game they can defend on. Especially once that Chromie is back. That's going to take a bit longer, but they can also start poking with Nazebo. And he has the Ravenous Spirit up too, so even that is going to help them. 29 kills now, and here comes the attack. Look at that Immortal. Jeez, that thing is two-shotting a tower at this point. The Immortal is not only hitting like a truck, it picks the truck up and just slams it on whatever it attacks next. And that keep just evaporates. Pulls a Houdini. 1 second it's there, the next second it's gone. And now it's on the core already. But Nazebo is getting good damage in, gets nano boosted now as well. And I think they can defend this. They can defend it. And there's catapults now also moving in at the core on the left side of the map. So while Team Hanzo is slowly moving back, they need someone to deal with those, or it's going to drop that shield pretty quickly. We are 25 minutes into the game. Catapults, they hurt. But thankfully for them, the minions alone are already taking care of it. And Cure is also here. So Core didn't even get scratched. 96% for Team Nick at this point. Nazebo would have had the Vile Infection ready. Maybe a little bit too late, of course, for him. But boy, what a game. We're pretty much down to only cores. There's the keep at the top. But any kill now could be the last play. And talking about stacks, I mean, let's not forget that Hanzo also has a pretty significant amount of stacks on his level 1. He is at 138, which is, of course, pretty good too. So it's not only Nazebo that has made real progress on his quests, but also Hanzo. So yeah, that game is kind of nasty. The next Immortal is just going to one-shot shit. I mean, we're 26 minutes in. The next Immortal is going to one-shot cores or whatever. I can totally see it just coming in there and just murdering everything. Oh boy. So, now at the bottom of the map, seems like they're gonna go for the next camp. Each team is about to get one. That's our little Admiral Akbar moment. It's a trap! Actually, it's two. But there's also, yeah, there are actually some... I mean, I don't even know if those Shaman camps are going to do too much for them right now. Instead, they're instantly trying to burn down the Immortal. And it's a fair amount of damage. Maybe not quite Greymane level, but still. I'm talking about Greymane. He is currently at 56,000 damage. They're taking their own camp too. There's a double camp for the blue team now at the bottom of the map. In addition to the catapults. So, yeah. Where's Nazebo, the Ravenous Spirit, when you need it? They need to really play around these cleanses now. That camp at the bot lane is starting to become more and more of a worry. Nick's team, well, they have a global, I suppose. They got Bad Benny. So, that is a thing. But how are they going to play this? They need to at least get rid of the catapults. Really? They ignore it? No way. No way. Boys, we are 27 minutes into the game. Benny, you gotta at least deal with the catapults. Thankfully, they're both griefing again and just going for the tower over here. So yeah, he deals with the catapults. That's obviously the sign to attack for Team Hazu. There's also top lane pressure still. Nice, good move. Is he gonna go for the slide? No, but they unleash the boss. The kill command is in, and Malfurion is dead. The Ravenous Spirit dropping Malfurion. That's big. But the core is losing hit points now. The core is losing hit points on the left side. They need to deal with this too. That shield gets removed way too quickly. And just look how much damage those minions alone do. That's without the catapult that has taken down the tower here. 68%. Hazu barely able to prevent the core from taking damage from the blue team. But we have 30 kills in total now. 30 kills. And the Immortal, again, we're nearly 30 minutes into this game. The Immortal is going to crush. Absolutely crush. Catapults are already incredible at this point. So they are zoning them away even further. They're trying to go for Johan. He's looking for a kill opportunity. Can't find it. He's in real trouble. He's in real trouble now. He's in deep shit. And he is dead. dead. Another kill, and that might just be game. They are at 68% on their own core. Falstad, he would love to just fly over and take the core down, but I don't think that's going to work for them. And that's a big shield. Oh boy, they are in trouble. That has to be game, right? Can they try and backdoor? Is there anything that they can do? 68% on the core. Even if you can just somehow... They're trying. They're trying. Morenas is on his way. He can't go for it. They're trying to go for the back. Can he get the kill? Granny! No, the sleep dart! The sleep dart was too much and they lose all of them. It was the only move that they had. They threw the Hail Mary and it backfired. They knew it's the only chance. They can't defend on the core. It's impossible at this point. They needed to wrap around them and get the kills against the team quickly. It was the only play that they had and it nearly worked, but they got shut down and now it's a victory for Team Nick in the first game of this series. Nice. GG. Well done. 100,000 damage for Nazeebo. Great game by Nick and his boys as they're taking the lead in the best of 5.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Second map of the series. HasuObs and his boys are down 1 map in the best of 5. We're still in the loser bracket of Meta Madness, and Tomb is the second map. Nick played a fantastic first game. I mean, that first map was awesome, so really looking forward to the second one, especially since now an additional 10 heroes aren't available for the teams. But I'm a little bit curious, because we got Lucio back. So again, initially, what happened in the first match today that Nick and his teams played, Lucio played the first map and got real sick and said, okay guys, I'm gonna try, but at the second map, right at the beginning, he said, like, I'm out, I can't. And now he's back, so it's a couple of hours that have passed and apparently he feels better. So he's now playing for the red team again. Bad Benny, thankfully, of course, was available, so he subbed in for Team Nick. And yeah, was able to win with them not only against Team Nagrom a bit earlier, but also the first map against Team HasuObs, so good for them. And with that, we now have Zarya back. I mean, it's kind of funny how he instantly impacts the ban, right? They're checking and I was like, oh, Lucio? Yeah, Zarya's out. So Zarya gets banned immediately. Stitches also, no play for him. And, well, what else? Anything in particular that they want to ban out against Hazu's team? And go for Lunara again. I've seen that a few times now. Okay. Tyker's first pick. The Renegade, about damn time. Let's go. Okay. Is this a map where we could... Well, wait a second, let me think. Carrigan could still be played by Nick here. That's still an option. Maiev got banned, but Carrigan is technically available. They go for Mephisto for Lucio first. I like it. And... Oh, that's a Cho'Gall ban. That's a Cho'Gall ban right there. I mean, even if they don't want to pick Cho'Gall, if you see Auriel, it's a big...
Nope.
Yeah. You're just thinking, it was like, no, wait. Resurrect versus Cho'Gall, let's not do that. Yeah, they might just be threatening it, they might not even try, but they go for Auriel, and we have Brightwing and Diablo now taken. Yeah, I want to see the bans. Then again, why would you pick Cho'Gall here? They already got Tychus, you could still pick Leo. So, yeah. I also don't really believe that Team Nick would be the one to pick Cho'Gall. That's the next thing. But yeah. Nah, I don't really feel that they are the team to do that. Alright, time will tell. Gul'dan gets banned. They already got Tychus, single target damage. And let me see what they're banning out here. Yeah, the more I look at this, the less likely it becomes. You're playing against Tychus, he can burn you down way too quickly, and then more so. I just don't see Nick drafting a Cho'Gall. I don't see that happening. But they're hesitating on the ban, you can tell. But I would be surprised, and they don't do it. It makes no sense. So Varian instead gets banned out. Yeah, and we had Oriel a few times already. Can go for the big whip plays. Didn't Yasuo already play Oriel a few times? At least in the group stage? At least I thought so. Okay, we get Leo and we get Mei. Alright, alright. They still need... I mean, Nick could... He could still go for Kerrigan here. Mephisto as a range damage dealer is more than enough for all the damage that they need in this world. So yeah, that's another one. And what do we get for Morenas and for Hazu now? Thrall. He really likes Thrall these days. And we get Urel. Alright, still pretty fair. Pretty normal here for the blue team, I gotta say. Mei definitely putting her own twist now to the composition that we're seeing for Team Nick. And of course that's also true for Oriel, which normally doesn't really get played in traditional games. But Nick, he can still go into another melee assassin here and add a third hero to the front line. Or they could still play it out with another range damage dealer here. Yeah, I mean, Diablo and Urel breaking through that is not going to be easy. Suljin! I like it! Alright. That makes a whole lot more sense. Oriel and Suljin. Let's see if Nick can pull a mucker and fully stack the bad boy here. Give him the axe, baby. Let's go. Game number 2. Game number 2. Team HasuObs coming in with a plan. Pretty solid composition, honestly, given that we have now in total 36 heroes banned. Galdagul on Brightwing, Morenas on Urel, we got Hazu on Thrall, still debating whether or not to go for the Trash Lightning here. Cure playing the account, Cringe Kid is playing Tychus, and we got Johanna on Diablo. And on the right side of the map, Nick on Mephisto, we got Yasu on Oriel, Maitrai is playing Leoric, Marlo on Mei, and Rutsu. Give him the axe, he's playing Suljin. Yeah, I kinda like it. This is going to be a real fun one. Level 1. Are we actually getting stacks? Would be a little bit surprising. We don't see that all too often on this level of play. When we see Suljin, that is. But no, he goes as expected into the Recklessness. Alright, so can stack his level 1 pretty quickly here. That's what it's all about. Make sure that you're getting that completed as quickly as you can so you can stack your level 7. And in addition to that, get also the extended range. That's obviously another big one. But yep, here comes the wall stun. And Yasu! He made it out. Johanna is in trouble. And Rutsu gives him the axe. Yeah, he's sitting at 5 stacks already. He can very quickly get it, especially with the level 1 talent. But now that I say it, he's getting targeted quickly and nearly falls here. So we have a lot of aggression in the first few seconds of the game. Both of the teams looking for first blood here, as they're also starting to get some additional gems. And Maitrai was hoping for only one to rotate down, but it was Diablo that assisted Urel. Oriel, we talked about Yasu. I am still very much so convinced that Yasu is heavily on the kinky side. Because the way that he manages the whip is just way too experienced. That man has years and years of real-life experience with the whip. I mean, he seems to really like it, because nobody is as much on point with it than he is. I had a couple of NA players that have a similar accuracy on it. But yeah, you must have years of experience to pull that off properly and get these stunts. So, Yasu definitely on the kinky side. And I mean, he's French, so I can totally see it. Cam gets taken by Team HasuObs. And we get also the... That's exactly what I'm talking about. Cure experiencing it firsthand. So we got stacks on level 4 for Thrall, now going into the Frostwolf pack. We also have the Master Assassin. Keep in mind, this isn't really about stacking the quest, it's all about the passive that also awards the attack speed bonus to Odin. So that's huge. We still got Suljin with 9 stacks, so it's getting a little bit closer to having the extended range. Ghastly Reach also for Leoric. So likely we're gonna go into the old school setup around level 13 and level 16. Ominous Wraith. Yeah. Hanzo needs to be careful too. Another whip, another hit, and Rutsu can use it for a bit more target practice as he is just handing axes out for free. Yeah, one axe after another. 11 stacks already, which means that right now he's most likely going to get his range extension. It's another couple of hits in. Yeah, looking really, really good here. 12 stacks, 3 missing, then his range increases. And then at 30, he's going to get the second swing on his axes. Yeah, so far so good. Mephisto obviously should be able to murder in this game as well. There's a lot of melees against him. But the late game, this is where Suljin is gonna shine. I knew that Team Nick was trolling, but that surprised even me. So, for now, Hazu, he's the one that gets attacked here. Marlo's just like sliding in and out and really delivering with Maeve, annoying the hell out of them, and adding all of that CC to it. So once more they are able to make it happen. And of course, the more he's able to slow people and just push them away, the more we're getting stacks from Suljin, as he has more opportunities to get those auto attacks landing. And at the 4-minute mark, he's sitting at 15. So now his range has been increased. And that helps him easily also against Cure. So that's murderous damage from Rutsu. Rutsu is really crushing. He's really crushing it here and is just getting more and more stacks together. So as long as he doesn't die and just keeps this up, this is going to be a fantastic late game for him. Level 7, I would still expect him to go for the stacks. We have seen other builds, don't get me wrong. And I'm not sure if I agree with this. Ferocity, it's great, but at the same time, I'm looking at all of the melees that he has against him, and he should be able to stack his level 7 real nicely. So, again, it's not a bad talent, not by any means. If he is just like sitting in these team fights and gets the auto attacks out, then he can absolutely crush. But I think that the speed with which he's stacking, he's gonna have level 30 quickly. And then he could really, really capitalize on getting those stacks together and just cleave through them time and time again in these big battles. But either way, as it stands, he's already doing a lot of damage. He's sitting at 18,000 and pushed him into the driver's seat on the damage output. Yasuo with one whip after another, slapping them around here a bit. His Auriel is doing pretty well. Mephisto's trailing behind in the damage output a bit. But we've only seen a single kill in this game. Let's not forget about this. We might see another one soon, but for now it's only a single kill at the 5-minute mark. And the blue team is the first one to complete a turn in and get web weaver access. So, yep. Here we go. Another quick hit. And can they get the kill? Cure gets away. Cure is out and Suljin is still stacking. Yeah, he is a machine at this point. Our boy is just absolutely dropping it. It's going to be real difficult to deal with him in the late game if he continues. Hazu is still working on his level 4, but you got to give it to him. He's still holding on to those stacks, so he's very, very disciplined around it. Would have loved to be there. Could maybe... No, he missed it! No, he missed the wolf! He's back to 0! Oh, shit. He was so close. He only had a single stack left, but he missed it. Nice whip in Morena. So he gets axe. And he got a lot of axe. The kill against Yrel. And it was all set up again by Auriel. Yrel dies because Yasuo is able to whip him into a wall, stun him out, and that's the opportunity that Suljin needs for more hits. And he does the same thing with Diablo. The exact same thing. They got level 10 as well now. And this is just... I mean, Team Nick is crushing today. I gotta say that I am amazed how well they are playing this. It's not only this particular map, but just think about the previous game that we've seen, the first best of 5. They were able to crush this with a 3-0, and now they are murdering Team Hazu. I mean, if you're looking at it, it's 2 kills to 1, and some people might look at this and they're saying like, hey, you're totally exaggerating right now. They are still on even levels, it's only a 1 kill advantage. The problem is really that Suljin is this heavily ahead. 30 stacks at the 7-minute mark, and just absolutely giving them the damage here. I would love for him... I'm a little bit afraid that he might actually... Yeah, he goes guillotine. I'm not sure I like that at all, to be honest. We still have Auriel, of course, heading in with the Aegis, but I personally think that going for the Taz Dingo just always seems better when you're in these team fights. But again, if they can keep him alive, if Yasuo is paying attention, and so far he's been playing a great game, then that might just work for them. But yeah, axes everywhere. Then you have the Mephisto late game damage. So it's not only that Suljin is the only damage dealer. We've mainly talked about him so far. But let's not forget that Mephisto is an absolute monster in the late game. and should be able to do tons of damage. Nick had a great first game too. Yeah, but this time they're going again for Suljin. There's the Aegis, and Oriel is dead, and there's the barbecue. Nice, I like it. Team Hazu, they lose a fort, but they're getting at least 2 kills out of that move. Suljin at 34,000 damage right now. And we'll see. We'll see if Team Nick can keep Suljin alive enough in these fights. I mean, again, I personally like my own flavor of Suljin here. I'm a big fan of the level 7 talent, since he can stack the damage even further into the late game. Maka, for example, has done that in one of the games that has been played on the first day. And once that he's been able to get some solid stacks together, even outside of the auto attacks, his damage output was absolutely crazy. This is obviously a very different style that Rutsu is playing here, but time will tell if that's going to be as successful. He got out. How did he get through the wall? Jesus, he must have climbed over it or something. Look at Cure. That looked a bit fishy. That was not a good wall. No. It was sad. Alright, that one was a little bit of a... Nah. But if we got 13 now, that caught me by surprise. Looked a bit weird too. The Eye of Suljin. It's always a little bit weird too. I mean, does that mean he didn't have any eyes before? Does he have 3 now? Does he get extra vision? I mean, what exactly does that mean? But yeah, so we got level 13 on both sides. Once again, opportunity here. Oh, careful. There's the Sun Ring. All right. Diablo with the engage, trying to go for Mephisto here up at the top. And Suljin is getting more hits in, and I guess Tychus. Oh, he nearly bought it there. But he is able to get out. They're trying to go for Leo now. Leo can drain Diablo, of course, too. And off we go. Marlow is realizing that mana is kind of needed. Has a little bit more thanks to the globe that they just picked up, but definitely not enough. 39 stacks now for Rutsu. Yeah, is sitting at 40. And oh, Yazu, he actually missed the whip. Yeah. 10 minutes in, level 13, and Suljin is at 40 stacks already. Yeah, Diablo doesn't like that at all. He doesn't like that even a little bit, because that means that the late game is going to hurt him tons. 42 stacks by now. He also must have gotten drunk at some point during this game, because he's missing whips left and right at this point. Yeah, once again, the attempt to play around the Entomb and the Guillotine. I gotta be honest, I think Guillotine is a fucking garbage talent. It gets good once that you have the level 20 upgrade. But Guillotine itself is just not doing enough, and I always found it really meh. I've seen some amazing Guillotines, don't get me wrong, so when they hit, it's kind of fun, but at the same time, it's pretty underwhelming. At level 20, the upgrade, it gets a lot better, but until then, it's just like, could do without it. But he is stacking. He's stacking like a madman, and Johanna is currently the punching ball that he's using to accomplish that. So yeah, Rutsu is totally chasing them away. I mean, he's going 1v4 at this point, more or less. Same time now, we have 49 gems and the red team completes the turn-in. So yes, here we go. They're also trying to go make another play for the top. Yeah, they go for the ice ball. Yeah, misses the guillotine damage again, but Thrall, I think, is still dead, especially with Yasuo going for the bullseye move with the whip and nailing him to the wall of that fort. 3 kills to 3, and another, and 2. Might try seeing himself out, apparently. This is like, yep, that was not on point. But here we go. They make another quick play for Johan. And Rutsu with the hits. Yep. And it's still fine. 54 stacks for him now. By the way, even with the Ghastly Reach, Leo did not commit to the traditional swing talent, so instead he went for the Crushing Hope and for the Unyielding Despair. We have at level 60 now also the No Mercy. I mean, we kind of anticipated that already, because Suljin hasn't been showing any mercy throughout the entire game, so it's not like level 16 is giving us any new clues here. 56 stacks for him. I don't even want to look at what his damage is like now. 68,000. Yeah, have fun with that. Yeah, 68,000, so there we have it. And this is only 12 minutes into the game. Unless they can somehow target him in these fights a little bit quicker and Oriel misses the Aegis. This is gonna get worse and worse and worse as the game continues. Normally, what you do is you're trying to put so much pressure onto Suljin that he can't stack. But this is easier said than done. Especially in this situation. Might try... Yeah, he's losing his gems. And that's finally a turn-in for the blue team. So they get another turn-in too. And to be fair, they are... they're closing the experience gap. And they have also taken the lead in kills. So it's not like Team Hanzo is getting completely crushed here. The problem is that Suljin is stacking so well in the late game. It should be a huge problem. And you can see how Johanna on Diablo is just burned down in hit points super, super quickly. So that's the problem, that's the threat. But until now, Hanzo and his team have done fairly well. There's the play for Rutsu again. Where's the Aegis when you need it? Well, apparently Rel was not able to do anything. And that happens when you don't tag Tazdingo. But they at least get the counter kill on Tychus, so that's good news. Oriel is still dead, so is Mephisto. And they might even lose Maitri now. And they already lost the fort at the bottom of the map. Yeah, Maitri is gonna die. One way or another, he's not making it. Doesn't have any gems anyways, so that's alright. But they already lost a fair amount of gems previously. And all of a sudden Team House was in the lead. Stacks or no stacks on Suljin. This is one of the reasons why I really, really like Tazdingo in the upgrade. Because you are just able to survive through a lot more shit that allows you to stack more even if you die eventually. And it just helps you. This situation is a disaster. Mei comes in, hits the wall, but Marlow is going to die likely. Maybe they can't get close enough. And the problem is there's multiple keeps that are very likely to fall now. Maybe not. One at the top is taking damage, but I don't think he can push it through quickly enough. Nick, Mephisto is such a beast. Mephisto is such a monster. 99,000, 100,000 siege damage now. 75,000 damage for Rutsu. Half a level ahead for Team HasuObs now. What a game again. They go for Marlow. There's the Entomb. Aegis and the kill. Oh, the double kill. I mean, we're talking in other games a lot about the combo between Diablo and Tassadar. When Tassadar builds the wall and makes the other team pay for it. Sets up a stun for Diablo. But let's not forget that Yasuo can do the same thing. Once that the Entomb is set up, then he can just like flip a target into it. So that's a nice combo as well. And it worked incredibly well in that last battle. Both of the teams are now getting a little bit closer to level 20. Blue team is at least trying to get the siege giants at the bottom of the map because they can't do anything about the boss. Leo gets stunned. But yeah, he's still fine. He's still fine. And then we're going to get the upgrade, and with the Buzzsaw, Rutsu is going to be able to do a bit more work here. Or at least I would expect so. The camp is taken, and there it is, the Entomb upgraded, buried alive, and on top of that we get the Diamond Resolve. We got the Mimic in the house, and the Shatter. And Suljin hasn't picked yet. I would still heavily expect, I mean, please dude, if you already go Guillotine, then at least upgrade it. I mean, at least that has to be a thing. Thrall hasn't taken anything yet either. But, okay, goes for the Windrush here. Turn-in attempt. They got 54 gems in total. Need 60. I would be a little bit shocked if Suljin takes anything else. So I'm not quite sure why he's teasing here. Down to the bot lane. Another fort is going to be destroyed. And here we go. As expected. So, we'll see how much value he's going to get out of this one. Urel is already ready, waiting in the wings for the next attack. Entomb missed. And they're trying to go for the kill. Rutsu with a couple of hits here, staying away and getting the auto attacks in. Thrall trying to nail them, can't really. But we also have Odin moving in. And already the ult for Mephisto. But the red team is low. And Leo is the first one to fall. Leo is dead. Rutsu still nailing it. Oh, big damage now. Big damage with his ult. Yeah, they get a kill on Tychus, but Mephisto has also fallen, so it's still a 4 versus 3 in favor of Team Hasu. But this is some nice aggression that we're seeing from both of the teams here in the late game. Yeah, just checked out that ult again. Leo was the first one to die as Tychus got the kill, but then everybody stacked up, and that allowed Rutsu to get a lot of damage out. And of course ended with Tychus being destroyed as well. 9 stacks, by the way, on Tychus Master Assassin on level 4. So I don't think that it's going to be able to complete the quest, but, well, there is a chance. 87,000 damage by now for Suljin, but Mephisto is slowly catching up as well. He's sitting at 69k. Blue team with another Web Weaver wave. Good for them. Despite the fact that they are playing without Tychus here, they have a chance to push for keeps once more. So all the damage that we're seeing from Rutsu in particular is nice and well, but they still have to deal with all of the wave clear. Mitra is missing another Entomb. It's becoming a bit of a theme here. Beautiful wall. Such a great wall. Everybody says so. And... oh, nearly kill. Morenas! Yeah, he gets healed. Suljin burns down the Web Weaver. So the first one is down. Mephisto has now moved towards the top and is dealing with the next one. But at the bottom of the map, they still have a third one to deal with. And all of the lanes have now been pushed out too. Brightwing hasn't died yet. What the hell is this? Kill the fruit fly. Kill the fruit fly. The fruit fly has to fall. We need to kill it. 92,000 for Suljin. Yeah. 66 stacks. I mean, the stacking has significantly slowed down now, of course. Which is easily explained by the fact that there's a lot more at stake for the two teams in these teamfights now, this late in the game, and everybody is a bit hesitant. There's a turn-in opportunity for Team Nick that would finally help them push his lanes out a bit further and maybe even drop a keep or two. But yeah, Suljin still positioning himself. Yeah, this time the Entomb hit, and that's a kill. Hasu is alive thanks to Brightwing. You gotta be kidding me. Hasu is alive. Brightwing came in at just the right moment in time. Just the right moment in time. So well done. Yep, top side. Mephisto still doing his thing here. And in the middle of the map, they're still being chased. Yeah, Q obviously is capitalizing on the big red button as much as he can now. Where's Tychus damage even? I don't even know. He's at 63,000, so still way behind Suljin and also behind Mephisto. But he gets the damage done for the team. 11 kills to 8. They are in the lead on kills. Alright. Thrall is at the bottom of the map, so that should be a completed turn. And Mitra is going to deliver, and that's going to give them the Web Weavers. Okay. Here we go. Siege Giants at the bottom of the map might even be able to deal with them. Mephisto already moving in, burning this down as fast as possible. They can maybe even set this up for the Web Weavers and help them to push out a bit further. Tychus is dealing with the top as we speak, trying to accomplish the same thing here for them. And both teams are still sharking around looking for an isolated target. Haven't seen kills in quite some time here. But this is, I mean, this is going to obliterate the fort at the bot lane. That's a given. The bigger question is how much more can they do? Urel has retreated towards the rest of the team. He looked for a moment on the minimap like she might try and set something up on the side and come in from behind, trying to find an angle to isolate somebody. But then she halved back. Now the push through the middle. Great Entomb again. And Hasu is able to get out the ult of Suljin. Just a little bit too late. Had to use the Wind Rush to get away, but he was able to pull it off. And they still haven't lost the keep. This game is getting a bit crazy. They are just holding on to these keeps time and time again. But now maybe the opportunity and they still can't get the kill. Are you kidding me? Cure is still alive. Web Weavers in the mid and the top lane have both been destroyed. It's only the bottom of the map that is still active. But they might get some additional damage onto the keep. And of course Team Nick is pushing. They're trying to at least take one of the major structures out. But it's just nearly, I mean, it's nearly impossible here. It's just nasty. Finally they get one. The keep is gone. And so the Entomb. Holy shit! That ult was glorious. And they might be able to get the game. They might be able to get the game because of it. Diablo is back though, and that's a problem. But they are still sticking around here. They're still hoping that they can take this somehow. Suljin is at 78 stacks. I don't think they can do this unless they get another kill here. They gotta be real careful now. They're falling it a little bit low. They are trying to apply the pressure. They really feel that their best chance is to end the game right now. And Leo is going to have another ult in 10 seconds. If they can drop another Buried Alive, that might just be it. And the shield on the core is falling. They're getting it slowly. But they got to back off here and everybody is a bit too low. Yeah, they're getting out. They're trying to turn it though. Where's the Entomb when you need it? No Entomb just yet, but that was such a good combo. Finally some value for Suljin's 20. And the core is at 84%. Suljin is just whacking it down. One hit after another. He is crushing it. As long as they keep him alive, they're going to be in a great spot here. They go for Suljin again. And just as I said it, there's the Aegis. The Ice Wall. It's a 5 versus 5 again. And Leo falls. They're on the move. They're on the run. Yasu! He's not dead yet. Tigers gets the kill. Suljin is dead too. They stayed too long. They overstayed their welcome. Morenas gets also destroyed, but they lose May, and it's a 5-man team wipe. Big hits. All of this starting, by the way, with this little combo here. Check out that Entomb in the follow-up. The Entomb comes in first, obviously. They hit 2. And then instantly the ult from Suljin. Now, Leo is back in 14 seconds, but of course the blue team is going to try and end the game here. Their core is down to 53%. They want to finish it. Tigers, by the way, still not done with this quest on level 4. Again, it's not... The stacks aren't why you take the quest. You take it because of the passive. But obviously it helps. He's trying to slow them down, but this is a likely game. Yeah, seems like we're going to have a tie in the series, and they're not going to come back in time. 134,000 damage for Suljin, 130,000 damage for Mephisto, but it doesn't matter. They lose the core, 17 kills to 11, and a big victory on Tomb of the Spider Queen for Team HasuObs. GG, well played. Third game of the series, Team Hasu. They tied it on Towers of Doom, and now we're heading into Infernal Shrines, our third map in the best of 5 here in the losers bracket of Meta Madness, powered by High-Tech. And well, let's get this party started. I mean, this already guarantees that we're going to get 4 maps at least, so I'm a happy panda. But also, things are going to get a lot more interesting now, because a lot of the heroes that traditionally are very strong on Shrines are gone. There's no Tigers anymore that you can pick. You can't go for Leo any longer, and you can't go for Diablo. Tacita is still available, so that is... I would assume you could even we could end up with a ban on him, but that would be a good pick too. But it's definitely going to change the pattern a bit for the map, especially since they're now banning Bambi out. Maiev is banned again. And yeah, we're going to take it from here. Kerrigan also. So they're actually starting to ban out the melee assassins very quickly. And Rutsu Zarya is up and he instantly takes it. So that was a given. I mean, I am actually baffled because this is the one thing that in my mind was just a staple. Whenever Rutsu plays in Meta Madness against you, you ban Zarya. They didn't do it, so instantly Zarya gets picked. Alright, maybe they can handle it. Obviously they were aware of it, but Rutsu didn't even hesitate for a second. I mean, that was instantaneous. Now we got Deckard Kane and we have Gul'dan. Lot of wave clear. Deckard is fantastic here, gives him a lot of control too. And let me see, there's a follow-up. Alex Straza. And a little bit hesitant on the third pick. Yeah, Sonya. Okay, so now we're in a situation where Zarya can definitely help out Sonya a bit, and Alex Straza with the Dragon Queen has also the first transformation. So this is really the point where you have to think a bit about Tacita, because I mean, I could honestly see it banned. I could see Tacita banned. What else do we have? We got Coffin Girl that you could go for. Could go for Fear here. There's still plenty around which you can pick. But Tacita has been a go-to for the teams during Meta Madness whenever they play Infernal Shrines. Cassia banned. Okay, so she's already out of the way. What are we going to get for the main tank, though? That's the other question. What is Marlow going to choose here for the red team? I mean, we're jumping ahead a little bit. Malthael gets banned first. Alright, fine. And time for the double pick. For the blue team. This, by the way, I mean, in the back of my head, there's always Cho'Gall. Always. In Meta Madness, you always have to think about him. There's the Tassadar pick. Again, that was a given. If he doesn't get banned, he gets taken. And we have Tyrael. But there's a potential double pick. And I don't know, boys. But I'm always scared. I always wait for this curveball that gets thrown at some point. Cho'Gall is going to make it into Meta Madness eventually. There's no way that we're only going to get him once during the entire event here. But map number 3 might still be a little bit too early. Mal'Ganis and Ophia. So yeah, Coffin Girl is in. They go for Coffin Girl. The Slug is obviously also still up, but it's not really the map and the composition to player. And here's D.Va. Okay, so off we go. Infernal Shrines, map number 3. The series is tied right now. Which team takes the lead? Team Nick or Team Hazu? Let's find out. Game number 3. The party is about to start here, and one of the teams is going to pull ahead as we're heading into the 3rd game of the series. The best of 5 continues, and this time, surprisingly, Zarya is a thing. So she actually gets played as she wasn't banned out, and immediately we had the red team take advantage of it. But let's introduce our boys in blue first. We have HasuObs' team with himself on Tassadar, Galna Gulnar on Deckard Cain, Johanna is playing Tyrael. We got Morenas on Gul'dan, and Cure Oz Cringekid is playing D.Va. And on the right side of the map, Nick on Mal'Ganis, Marlo on Ophia, Maitra is playing Sonya, Rutsu on Zarya, and Yasuo with Alexstrasza. Heading on level 1 straight into Live and Let Live. So, that already locked in. We got our brawl in the middle. But yeah, game number 4 is gonna be wild. I kind of hope this goes to a 5 map. I already talked about it a little bit during game number 1 that I really expect this to potentially go the distance, but if it doesn't, to at least have a pretty huge impact here. So for the time being, we actually have a pause, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with Cure over here, but it seems that something is wrong for the blue team. So we got Tassadar. We actually got for them a ton of damage on the shrine in particular. So first and foremost, you got Tassadar going for the Storm build here as a Psy Storm and a Psy Infusion. In addition to that, the Pursuit of Flame for Gul'dan. So tons and tons of AoE that they can use to get themselves some stacks towards the Punisher. But then again, Team Nick is not only playing it out with Sonya, who gets the additional assist from Zarya, but they also got Coffin Girl. A bit of damage is already done down here. And the wall is up again. Electric fence right there. Mal'Ganis on level 1 with a Vampiric Aura. And Mal'Ganis is another one that... I mean, it's pretty much like a sleeper duel, right? Who can put the opponent to sleep faster? Who's more boring? Deckard Cain or Mal'Ganis? That's the big question. Stay a while and get wrecked. Yeah, Mal'Ganis is also making their ears bleed a little bit. I actually don't really know how Mal'Ganis does it. I mean, I understand how exactly Deckard Cain is putting people to sleep. He's just like reading those scrolls of his time and time again, tells stories, and the old man is so fucking boring that you just can't stay awake. But how is Mal'Ganis even doing it? Ana, I get. Sleep Dart makes kind of sense to me. Mal'Ganis, on the other hand, I mean, hello? Doesn't look that boring, but yeah. Either way, we got the speed bubble now. So with that, the speed barrier can help, especially Sonya later on. the turbo spin spins around real quickly. I think we never really answered the question if Sonya actually spins into a different direction if she's played by an Australian. I don't think we ever went to the bottom of this one. I mean, back in the day of HGC, when we cut a couple of the Aussie players, we were thinking about it. But then again, they also played, of course, in Europe or in North America whenever they came to the events. So I still don't know to the day. But it would make perfect sense to me that if you play Sonya in Australia, that she spins the other direction. Makes perfect sense to me. But yeah, either way, so they steal the camp away. I'm actually a little bit surprised that that worked out for them. But they used that really well, stole the camp, have the lead. Team Nick is really crushing today. I like the way that they are playing. They are aggressive, they are cheeky, they see opportunities and immediately use them. They got defeated on the second map, absolutely correct. Team Hanzo exploited the weaknesses and pulled ahead now. But still, it's going to be a fun one. So with that, we already got Nick coming in. and puts everything to sleep that he touches. It's also kind of funny to see Nick on Mal'Ganis. It's not really the hero that I would have expected him on. But of course, they're switching things up slightly. Marlo is now on Ophir, and Nick is still zoning as best as he can. HasuObs and his boys, they give up the first Protector, the first Punisher. Not much that they can do here. Now, of course, level 7 was a bit of a concern, I suppose, as well. But even more important than that is just that they have to rely heavily on their level 10 abilities when we're talking about them and late game success. Level 7, by the way, the Ravenous Hunger. Right here, Zofia is going to start to chomp it up a bit. Bait over the wall, as per our usual agreement. And here's the D.Va Explosion to zone them away and allow the team to easily defend against a Punisher. Alright. They're still burning this down, though. And Rutsu is once again showcasing his Zarya skills. Sonya, all alone on the top lane, as Maitri can just slam away. And Cure with D.Va. D.Va has some of the dumbest voice lines ever. I play to win! Oh, really? No shit. Who doesn't? Like, who doesn't? Even if your entire spiel is, oh, I play to have fun. Yeah, you still are gonna have more fun when you win. That's how that works. I mean, it's a competitive game. If you don't play to win, play Hallenhammer or some shit like that. Go and play Solitaire. Like, I really don't care. But it was like, yeah. It was like, no shit, Captain Obvious. Who would have thought? I play to win! It's like, get slapped. Not a single kill in the game, by the way. 5 minutes in, nobody has fallen yet. Just camp after camp after camp. And in addition to that, we got the Swift Retribution. Yeah, but we're waiting for the level 10 abilities. That's, I suppose, when the real party is going to start up, because so far the teams are a little bit timid over here. So, yeah, everybody is just still sitting tight, not really playing too aggressive, just waiting it out a bit, and not doing too much here. So, maybe an opportunity now in the middle of the map with level 10 abilities to take some of the structures down a notch, and I guess that's what they're trying to do here. Sonya isn't with them, but it doesn't really have to be. Wrath of the Berserker is in. And we get the Carrion Swarm. The Crushing Jaws as well. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Expulsion Zone, I would assume. Yes, and they're playing it out at the top a bit. That's kind of mean. This choke point, putting a wall into the choke point is always kind of mean. They still got to connect on Zarya, but here's the heroics now, and that gives us finally the Horrify. So, Horrify. There's the Sanctification. Okay, now it's party time. This is really the time where the next objective has to be a little bit more pep on it. And you can immediately tell that the blue team is looking to take a few heroes down. And the first one that falls is Zarya. A kill for a kill. Zarya is dead. The timing couldn't have been much better. But Gul'dan gets chomped at the same time. So Gul'dan is down. The corpse gets kicked away by Nick. And he shouldn't have any problems with Mal'Ganis to get away from this one. Doesn't even need the assist as the rest of the team comes in. And of course, in addition to that, what we're going to see next is also the Dragon Queen being used by Yasuo on the Shrine fight top side. At least that's what I would assume. Okay. All the way up at the top. That's where the party starts. Let's get the show on the road. It's party time, baby. Coffin Girl is on the way. Orphea slowly in the move. The rest of the team is already here. They're trying to take the lead on the stacks, but so far Cure with D.Va is getting the numbers for the blue team. Team HasuObs, they still lose some hit points on the bottom fort, but there's the D.Va. There goes for the explosion, and the slam, nearly a kill. But Maitri isn't able to lock it in. So, the speed bubble for Sonya, and she just whirls through this like there's no tomorrow. We also have another connect from Deckard Cain. Oh, big ult from him too. Stay a while, and they are wrecking. The problem is that they are now in trouble, and Cringekin in particular had a bit of a problem, but thanks to the Sanctification, D.Va is still alive. The question is just for how long. Yes. Alexstrasza is back on the ground, and they're taking the objective, so they win the Frozen Punisher over. Cure is already in the middle of the map as he's trying to get some extra experience for the team, because the big problem that Team HasuObs has now is that they are up against the level 13 talent in a few more seconds. So not only are we looking at an objective, and a strong one at that, for the red team, but also at a talent advantage that they can play around with. Try to go again for Tyrael, and he's going to make it out here eventually, but of course this is still going to be the end of the top fort. So the first major structure that gets obliterated now. Level 13 we got the invasive miasma, and we also got the dragon scales now. That's more of a slow and controlled game, but it's still a really successful one for Team Nick at this point. Seems like Cure might fall. Oh, or not. Can he actually get out? Yes, he can. Not bad. They're going for D.Va kills over and over and over again, but they can't. They simply can't get the final hit in. This is the third or the fourth time that Cure gets away here. It's insane. But it's creating a lot of opportunities and space for Sonya at the bottom of the map, who's just slamming away at the fort and takes another structure down. So not only has the fort at the top lane fallen, they are also taking the one at the bottom of the map out, and the mid lane has suffered a ton of damage. So these 4-man pushes with Zarya are super successful for Team Nick. Even when they don't do enough damage at their initial target, they create so much space for Sonya that value is there on the other side of the map. And they are of course extending the lead in experience too. Not even accounting for the passive gains that you're now getting in experience. 27,000 for Fia, 26,000 for Gul'dan. Yeah. And down to the bottom of the map, Maitri still hammering it out, one hit at a time. Hasu and his boys, they need some kills. They need another fight. When we're looking at Objective 3, they have to come through here. They got so many good abilities for it. Horrify, Sanctification. They got Kayn setting the kills up, the transformation from Tacita. They definitely got a lot to work with, but they have to coordinate it well and get some kills. And Rutsu is trying to shut that down together with Yasuo whenever he can, because they are the ones that really sustain this team through all of this. Rutsu with the Zarya is currently at 19,000 damage. Top side, they go for D.Va again. Can they finally get a kill here? Yes, they can! Holy hell, it was about time. Cure was like a cat with 9 lives. Finally he died. And that is the first one on D.Va that they got. They were threatening Tacita again, but they steal the camp away too. 117 stacks on the level 7 talent for Fia. And now they can of course go for the fort in the mid lane too. So the entire outer ring of defense has now been taken down. Team Nick again in the driver's seat in this third game. Yeah, Morena's hearthing back out as he realizes that there's a rotation coming his way, and he didn't quite know where exactly they would move down if they would attempt to cut off his path of retreat here. But then again, we now got the shrine activating, and it is the bot lane. And with only one Shaman Cam left, that's exactly where Team Nick is headed now. The problem still persists. It's not only the 2-level difference that we have between them, but it's the level 16 that's still missing. So that's the reason why we're having Cure at the top, still getting experience for them. And why Tyrael is in the middle. But they try to go for Sonya. She gets squeezed through that wall and is going to be able to get away here. So yeah, bad news. They have level 16, but they are in the wrong position now, because we already have the stacks at the bottom of the map. Still a bit of an interplay between the two frontliners as Nick is attacking Johanna here. And Tyrael is taken down a notch. The explosion, D.Va, she's still fine. And the red team has already 19-20 stacks towards objective number 3, 4? Honestly, at this point I don't even remember. I think it's the third one. But yeah, Zarya is the 30 now. They're looking real good here. Full on Psystorm build, by the way, with a feedback on level 13. Psychic Shock on level 16. 4 kills to 1. It's not really a kill-heavy game. There's a lot of aggression, there's a lot of moves being made by both teams, but we haven't seen a lot of kills yet. Only 5, so pretty much the opposite of what happened in game number 1. But still, continuous pressure is being applied here by Team Nick. And Team Hasu is just trying to deal with and finally catch up, which is tricky enough for them. Nice bait over the wall, always pull it off. Makes it much easier with the defense, but they went through those side walls so quickly that it didn't do a lot for them. So they still got full vision. Morenas is in trouble. Expulsion zone. And the kill on Gul'dan. Gul'dan is dead, and that will be the end of the keep. And Sonya is realizing that they might even have a chance to go a little bit further than that, so she's now joining up with the team. She was side laning and trying to go for a two-pronged attack, but instead they're looking for more kills. Sanctification has to be used, but still Zarya is able to drop D.Va, and that is the opportunity to go for the core and take the lead in the best of 5 series. They're moving in for it. They go for the core, and I don't think that anybody can stop them here. This is way too tricky. The shield is already down. Another kill as Tyrael dies. And it will be a lead for Team Nick. They play a fantastic Heroes of the Storm today, and they get rewarded with a victory on Infernal Shrine as they pull ahead in the best of 5 here in the losers bracket of Meta Madness. Okay, everybody, we got game number 4 coming up, Garden of Terror. So this means 20 heroes are pre-banned. We have 30 banned because they were played. 50 are already out as we're entering the game. And, well, there's a little bit too much for me to handle with all of the back and forth that we had. So I got some reinforcements. I got Trixler with me now.
That's my cavalry sound. I'm trying to wake up. We're getting there. It's early for me, but we're here and we're excited. Maya, Vikings taken out, and I look at this little sheet here, Mr. Khaldor, and it would appear that Artanis is available, Butcher is available. There are so many strong heroes. I'm surprised they haven't been picked already.
Okay, I'm already salty because we have the Vikings and Abyss are banned. That's the first thing. I would have loved to see one of them, but yeah. But by the way, we're not going to see a Butcher. Last Meta Madness, Butcher wasn't even played, and we had some of the games where I think nearly 70 heroes were banned. But I could see an Artanis. We had some really nice Artanis games. I mean, they lost, but they played well.
Let me ask you a question. Have you asked the players nicely to run Butcher?
Did you, like, mean asking someone nicely? Do you want to think that through for just a second?
Yeah, did you say, hey, could you please play some Butcher? That'd be kind of cool. It'd be good for my YouTube thumbnail. I'm sure they would oblige.
What? Please? Sorry, like my English isn't my native language. Like, what does that word mean?
Don't worry. We got a few more years. You're like, what, halfway through your lifespan? We'll get you to learn manners. We can do this.
Stitch is in Chen, so yeah, we actually get the Panda in house. Panda has been banned more than you would imagine. We have so many people that like to play the Panda. Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder why.
There's a lot of guys that have a priority, like a preference, and even a few one-tricks where they are playing the Panda. But we got... I would have expected someone to play double support at this point, because we're starting to get a bit lower on supports, and you can really force their hand there. But now Varian's done, Uther behind it, that's not too bad.
I do like the response to Lennar being first picked for Chen and Stitches. Get those tanky boys a few more opportunities to get a pick or two while she's trying to slowly burn you down. I don't know, it gives you a lot of room. Thick boys are pretty good boys in most scenarios.
Yeah. Malthel now also banned, exactly because they want to protect those thick boys that you've been talking about.
What do you think about a ban here?
Honestly, at this point when it comes to the bans, I don't even know anymore. In the back of my head, now here doesn't work anymore, but in the back of my head I was just waiting for these Cho'Gall bans, and they're banning Probius. We had even Gazlo, by the way. Even Gazlo was played.
What? Why a Probius ban? Oh, I guess Probius can double soak on this map, actually, if you build for it.
Also,
kind of like just run it down.
All kinds of. I mean, obviously, you really want to have a lot of heroes that can be that can take mercenary camps, because there's so many of them on Garden of Terror. If you get good control over those, you're in a really good spot. The last time I believe we had even an Illidan Abathur on this map.
Wowzer.
Zul?
Rhonda?
Zul has been so popular for the wave clear that he adds, but now they have 3 melees already. They still need a range damage dealer, or they just simply screw it. Might try with Tyrande, so they get even a stun follow-up. And Stitches hook into Tyrande stun. They're going old school. Next up, Jaina.
I like the cooldowns too. Like the cooldowns for Zul and Tyrande are huge here. Like if Uther has to use a cleanse early or whatnot, you have another opportunity in about 10 seconds. You can go for a re-engage. Oh my gosh, Ragnaros and the Gara wave clear city.
Oh, Lava Wave still sucks, but maybe we're gonna get it here. I don't think
It's
so. It's
really good on this map. It's
come on.
super strong.
Dude, they got Variant Taunt and Uther stun. They're not going Lava Wave.
You got overkill. Get the lava wave so you can focus on the engages. You know, if you delete one wave, you only have 2 waves less. It's a 50% chance to have the wave management on point. I like it.
All right, there's the Jaina pick. Called it. So they're going old school on this one. Stitches hook, Tyrande stun, Hunter's mark, and Jaina damage. Boys, Garden of Terror, map number 4. Maybe even going the full distance here, but it could be the final one. Match point for Team Nick. So let's go straight to Garden and figure out if they can win the map or if Team Hazo forces the final map of the series. Game number 4, and on the left side it is Johan. On Varian we got Hazu and Lunara. Galgulnar is playing Uther. Cure on the account Cringe Kid is playing Ragnaros for the team, with a Blast Wave build as per our usual agreement, and Morenas on Zegara. You're doing the other team.
On the far right
normal.
side, on the red team, Nick playing Jaina, Mai Try on Tyrande, Rutsu on Zul, Yasu on Stitches, and Marlo to play Chen the Panda.
It's actually wild. They're going for so many role swaps today, it's brilliant. So the entire time Marlo has been playing the main tank for the team, now he's on Chen. Yasu has been playing support and is playing Stitches. Yasu had a couple of Tyrande plays that were absolutely crazy, and I cannot believe that he's not the one playing her here. But yeah, lots of wave clear right now, so it's going to be an interesting game. And I can't believe that we have you commentating and the first thing that happens is that Ragnaros gets picked.
I mean, it's just how it is. I've had the tinglings in my body. I was like, I gotta wake up. Ragnaros is being played. We gotta commentate it. And Cringe Kid right now, look in the bottom lane actually, is Chin and Ragnaros be trying to clear out the waves there. Ragnaros beating on, but on the top right, at the same time, Zul Prison going out. Yasuo, Jaina, full combo, and we're gonna have potentially a Varian going down.
Varian gets killed right away. By the way, you know some World of Warcraft lore, right? Because I'm making my own up the entire time.
I mean, I can help you make up some. I mean, I have some truths and I have a lot of lies. It's up to you to decide which one is right.
All right, so my theory is that Jaina and Varian, they had a thing, and then Varian cheated on her, and that's why she's so angry with him, and that's why he just got killed by her.
That is a big jump in lore. I think actually Jaina and Arthas had a thing for a while. She betrayed him. And I'm sorry, he betrayed her in the entire world when he killed off all the people in that one village. She went super aggro mode, kept trusting, and then Garrosh blew up her entire city. And I think ever since then, the only thing she loves is herself.
Wait,
to be honest,
so
I think
she had a thing
everybody.
with Arthas and with Varian?
Yeah.
What a slut.
No, I don't know about Varian. Oh gosh, well, I guess you could just say things like that's kind of fucked up. She can love whoever she wants to love. As she clears the giants, and the giants will push for her.
Level 4, finally Varian is a real boy, has his taunt and is honestly practicing his insults. But yeah, well with that, we got the Blast Wave continuing, and this time we actually got the Envenom Spines on Zegara. Last time we even had stacking with Serrated Spines for her, that was kind of wild too.
Interesting. That bottom wave gets cleared out pretty well. The siege damage is kind of going to be annoying, but so far Red Team has been handling their own, as they're able to get back, keeping the experience very, very similar. And with the seed growing down the bottom right, this is potentially going to be a red one, which does look like it. If you look at the map, Zegara's continuing to push on the top side, Varian there to back it up. Oh my gosh, a hook coming in from Yasu as they land on Uther.
Yeah, Uther's a little bit low, but here comes Varian to save the day. And still no taunts there. Alright, Marlo is already going for the channel, and I don't think anybody is going to interrupt him. Position is good for them, so yeah, they're fine here. But they're still looking for these kills. I mean, now that Taunt is finally in play, they can really try to get those combos set up. But the real one is obviously going to hit once that Ragnaros picks his inevitable Sulfura Smash on level 10.
Could be. He is going on an E build, which I think is good for coordinated gameplay. So I don't mind that too much. Normally I go for the weird W spaghetti build, but that's only good in solo queue. I don't know what I know about anymore about this game. We do have Yasuo moving up here with Varian trying to slow him down. What they're trying to do is protect the Zegara and allow for constant pushes on those turrets, and with Zul entering, they're able to slow that down. But I love that interaction there from Varian. Oh, meanwhile, Gunnar low on HP. Will he be able to escape?
No, I don't think so. He goes down. That's our second kill in the game, and Team Nick is once again crushing it. Now we got the Color Ray Resistance on level 7, the Ice Fury wand for Jaina even, the taunt on Stitches, and, well, he's still able to get out. Fat Illidan, obviously, at the bot lane, so as the game continues, he's gonna play a big role there too. And hey, well, hello, what? Zagara dying. Turana dropping her. That's the 3rd kill already for Team Nick. They're totally on fire today. It's really crazy.
I mean, the CC they have is really unparamount to them, especially here in the early game. They find a couple of picks and they find you isolated. Jaina will chase you down, but finally Team Blue is wanting to answer back as they find a Stitches here. He will be able to gorge and get a little bit of food. Oh, goes for a hook, is unable to find it on top of Gunner.
I love how they
finally coming out for our blue team.
How they surround Stitches and everybody just like tries to murder him and he doesn't give a shit. He's just sitting there. He's like, I'm fine. Devour Tyrande saves him, and instead now they're fixing on Shen, and even there they can't get the kill. So that beefy team that you talked about during the draft, it's really making it difficult for Team HasuObs to get a kill.
Man, this is where Toronto's great too. Like, she doesn't have the most heals, but she's great at picking people off and getting isolated targets. So I love the Toronto pick here with these thick boys. Speaking of thick boys, Hook goes on town of Ragnaros. Ragnaros trying to retreat here. Eats a blizzard. Finally, Uther comes in with a heal and a little bit of armor, and he's able to walk away, but Kier is hurting.
Yeah, he could have fallen there for sure. So nicely done. Oh, nearly killed by the owl. That was close. But yeah, so Cure survives, but it seems like a second seed might just be taken now by Team Nick as we're slowly getting towards level 10. And then things, of course, are going to get real interesting. But well, as it stands, there's the hope, the stun, the follow-up, the trust, and Galnagulna dies on Uther for the 2nd time.
I loved the teamwork that Toronto brings to the team. If you find someone that can go in for an engage, whether it be a Muradin with a Stormbolt or even a Stitches with a hook, being able to follow that up always feels great and really kind of shows off what Heroes of Storm can do in a MOBA if you're able to find teammates that are willing to work together. And so far, Team Red is running in spades here. Another pick in the middle as they have 5 kills to 0.
They went Lava Wave. No.
Of course they did. Nope. Instantly used in the middle of the map. This will move forward, clear out the minion wave so they can go focus on the tribute in the bottom. Love to see it. And look at this timing. The minion wave is going to be spawning right now. Boom! It lands there. Beautiful play here from Ragnaros.
Missed opportunity for sure. Where's that Sulfuras follow-up on the taunt? Oh boy.
Think about it this way. Think about the game for a second here. The first 6 minutes has been damn near impossible for the blue team, as they are trying to keep up with the wave clear and the picks that are happening, right? They have Zagara, they have Ragnaros, but other than that, they've kind of been stretched thin. Lava Waves makes it to where they're not having to be thin anymore. They can now group up with 5 people. The Lava Wave can soak the sideways, and now they can actually go for full team fights.
Think about it like this. The first 5 minutes, the blue team really struggling to solidify that kill, and they were always just a little bit short of getting that damage. Now that they have Sulfuras, they can finally... Oh shit, wait a second.
Well, I mean, you have a point yourself. You do. Here's a hook into a gorge, and Uther, I think he's done for. He's going to heaven.
Yeah, Uther with the Divine Shield.
Shield.
Alright. Uther, does he get away? Seems like he can't. Dodges the hook. Nobody's helping him. Nobody's helping them. They get the kill on Jaina, but if I'm Uther, I'm pissed. I mean, they would rather kill Jaina than save Uther. I would feel undervalued in that situation.
Well, that's why you're not on Uther. Uther isn't mind dying for the entire world. He's a paladin. He's here to provide his shield and love for everybody.
Ah, that's how it works. All right.
That's how it works, I think. I'm pretty sure. That's the WoW lore. he's down to die for the cause. It's a 1-for-1 trade overall, and the experience, man, is neck and neck on this map so far. Wowzer.
Yeah, I always make up my own World of Warcraft lore and all. I gotta admit, it's the biggest soap opera ever. Everybody has a thing with everyone. I mean, there are things that I could tell you about Tyrande and Malfurion, that you wouldn't believe. But either way...
True. There's like a love triangle, isn't there, between Illidan, Tyrande, and Malfurion?
Yeah, but she realized that Malfurion sucks because he's a total beta, and so she went back to Illidan. That's a lesser-known story about all of this.
Oh my god, that toxic masculinity. Jesus. Another engage still happening here on the bottom lane.
Cancelled.
Oh, jeez. Another hook misses it, lands straight on top of the gate. Top lane getting pushed in with a lava wave to follow it up. I do believe Chen is trying to grab the seed here, but I believe Lenara is able to slow it down. A keg comes out. I didn't even notice there's a keg in this game.
Oh yeah, always keg game. You gotta go full keg.
Really?
It's top shelf play. So yeah, of course. Dude, like,
No
I have
panda
seen
pals?
one panda in this entire series, and that's, sorry, in this entire tournament. Only kegs. Top keg play. All day, every day. They got the web weavers, though.
Memes.
So now we got those in, and, well, maybe they can get a few of those forts destroyed. Nice job by the lava wave, at least at the top. There's a bit of counterplay, and here in the middle they already took it down. I mean, honestly, I pride myself in having a black thumb, so I would be fantastic at taking those garden terrors down. It would take me 2 seconds and they would be eliminated. Oh, Ragnaros with the damage.
Even Divine Shield coming out here from Uther, goes for a stun, lands it right on top of Chen. Chen trying to drink his way out of this problem here. He might be able to do it. Oh my gosh, at the same time, Varian locked into a corner, able to dash to his teammate, and even with the might of a full Molten Core, Kiro's able to find multiple kills. Here comes a Devouring Maw to lock 2 down. The Thick Boys are stuck in the corner. Uther trying to go for a stun, but the Keg is actually able to save the team as Cure falls.
They just can't get any kills. It's insane. That Maw Sulfuras would have been such a good follow-up there. Now they're trying to go for the Panda again, but it seems that Marlow is proving once and forever that salvation lies at the bottom of a bottle. And as I said, he dies to the fort. So he's down after all. But they still got 3 kills in total. And the Garden Terror at the bottom of the map is still dishing out the pain until dropping another fort here. So Team Nick with 10 kills to 2 now as they are pushing further through the middle.
Wow, a very painful exchange here for Team HasuObs as they do lose 2 forts. It's looking like maybe in a third as Zul's pushing in the top lane, working on grabbing those minions and moving that fort down. Now they will have to move towards level 16. Another Gorge comes out. Lunara actually able to get away. A little bit of miscommunication there as Stitches takes a bit of a beating. Oh my gosh, one more hook and HasuObs is going to get picked off. The bleeding just does not stop.
Yeah, Yasuo is able to drop it and did they just miss the timing on the lava wave? No.
Yes.
No. Well, he got both still. He got one spawned a little bit earlier than that. But anyways, Rutsu at the top. Maybe they can get a kill now. Nah, I'm just kidding. They're not going to get this one either. Actually, there's the flank. There's the taunt. And we get a kill. But of course, they lose Uther at the bottom of the map at the same time.
Uther's having a rough time this game. Poor man's had to use Divine Shield almost twice, been picked off multiple times. Which doesn't really matter too much if you're having a full-fledged team fight, but really got to stop that bleeding whenever he's off by himself. He's been in this weird spot where he's relegated to side soak duty, which is not something Uther excels at, as you have been seeing here.
Yeah, level 16 talents already, so far Lunara hasn't made a choice yet, but we now have Benediction for Uther. That's of course kind of nice. Seed is spawning again, and I guess the good news is that the red team doesn't have any yet. Yeah, they hit Cure with the owl. That's the hook, and that's another kill. Yasu, calm the fuck down, please. I mean, what the hell? He lands another one. They're getting the fort, though.
Is this man an archer? Because he is hitting every bullseye. He has landed all his hooks.
Yeah, he's a bit crazy right now. I mean, he's getting mad value for the team here. Jaina with the wave clear is going for another camp too. And they're absolutely murdering. So right now, what else do we have? Level 20 talents, 13 to 3 kills. They're only a level ahead. I thought honestly it was worse. And Uther, yeah, dude, like Hearthstone away quickly. He gets interrupted again. Are you kidding me? No. What interrupted him? I didn't even see it. Was it really a minion?
I think it was a siege giant. It landed the AoE attack right in the bush and clipped his foot.
Oh,
that's okay.
At least they got Zul. How many times did he die? Let me double check real quickly. So
it's
Uther
4,
died
right?
7 times.
Oh my god, it's 7? Jeez Louise. You know, these are one of those games that you look back in the past and you're like, could have maybe played better. Just slightly.
Baby! No, she's dead. And another Yasu with the hook on Zagara, and they're gonna get another kill.
I mean, you were questioning at the very beginning why the support player is currently playing the Stitches with the hooks. I mean, and he is delivering on these hooks.
I am honestly, honestly just asking, why isn't he always playing the tank?
Yeah, this should be his main, right?
Exactly. Dude, like, they are murdering them. 17 kills to 4. They're nearly on level 20. This entire game has been an absolute beatdown. Team Nick, they've played 3 incredible maps already, lost one of them, but now on map number 4, they're going through Team Hasu like hot butter through cheese, showing zero mercy for the blue team.
You hate it when the cheese gets through the butter. And now
It's
the blue
horrible.
team has to just hold for a second here. They have 20 seconds. Give the red team every single thing they want. It's 20 to 18. You're far too behind. If they don't kill you here, at least you have to grab a few more seeds before they mount a finishing push. Ooh, hang on though. They sit in the middle lane, set up a trap, and they find a pick, but at the same time a hook connects. And Varian attempting to retreat, but he's being kegged into a corner, and this poor man is trying to do anything he can just to parry. Another stun comes out, lands on Chen, a massive maul! Oh my god, a smash would be great, but it's not there at all. And they're able to buy a little bit of time, but at least it's like 4v4 for the moment.
Oh god, I feel so bad for them right now. It honestly feels like... Have you watched Wanted, the movie? Where
Yeah.
they curve the bullets and all of this shit? That's,
Sure,
it feels
sure.
like Stitches is doing exactly that with his hooks right now.
They curve all the bullets in the shit. That entire movie boiled down to one sentence right there. And yeah, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
I mean, come on. I nailed the movie. That's all it is about.
They curve the bullets and shit. Oh, Hook comes out, and the Giants were actually in the middle of spawning. So instead of hitting the Giants, just barely, Kier gets... That is unlucky.
Yeah,
Honestly, I would just type in all chat, unlucky.
He curved it around the siege giant.
He is out here playing Wanted. My god. That was such bad timing. Like, I would be so tilted. There's like literally a, like, what? Maybe 75
Oh god.
75th of like a second there for that can hit, like 3/4, that's it. And it just barely connects, like, ah!
Yeah. Ah, boy. They got level
That's
20.
tilted.
Alright, time to turn this franchise around. They got level 20. It's time to shine. Let's go. Uther went for redemption. Who would have thought? If I could have predicted one talent on 20, that would have been it. Yeah, he hits the
Look at
minion.
this.
That's exactly what he wanted.
How did you forget the level 20 here for Ragnaros? Double lava wave,
Yeah.
which will allow for them to have double the amount of waves.
Honestly, if Blizzard wants to bring in a new talent, what they should do on level 20 for Ragnaros is they should put in a talent where you can re-pick your level 10 and pick Sulfuras because you're regretting your earlier choices.
Honestly, like, I wouldn't mind that for a level 30. I think that'd be kind of fun. Like, literally, at this point, when it comes to the game, like, just do shit that's fun. Get more players, you know? If you gave me a level 30 incentive, I would try it. I would fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
Get double heroics, you know? That'd be fun.
Ragnaros,
Big lava wave comes in.
it does nothing.
Yeah, that's because of the spell armor on that minion wave. But at least he did one. And remember, he still has a molten core, so he's just buying his time here.
Yeah, fantastic. Can they finally get
Molten
some kills? 24 kills in totals, 19 by Team Nick. There's the Molten Core in the middle, so they at least take one down. Yeah, it seems like Yasuo is saving the rest of his good hooks for the next game. The last one haven't really been on point there, but they can go for the core now. Another lava wave. Hit again did nothing.
Big maul. Look at the maul at the top right. Lennar comes up, goes for the combo. There goes the spread on the
Yes.
damage there. HasuObs finds a second pick. That's going to be 2 taken off, and 5 still alive for the blue team. Finally, Gunnar goes down, but do not forget he has that redemption. Can't provide heals for his teammates. Now, Lennar is trying to get there and slow him down so Varian can chase him. He is able to hit all 3 members with the poison.
Yeah, they're trying to go for Nick though, and this time they're gonna get him. Nice, that's a kill. Finally, here we go, a little bit of momentum. The core is still being attacked by a few remaining siege giants, but they're trying to go for Marlow too. Hazu!
They get it. They might be able to end the game.
The helping hand! Oh god.
Always big helping hand. Hook comes out for Varian, but he's able to tank it forward. And now with the help of Roaches and Hydras, Zagara can make her own army here to push down the fort and keep. With 40 seconds until Jaina's back on the field,
That's right,
will
man.
the blue team be able to move in and go for the core?
They have to try, and they're using a lava wave at the bottom now as well. So they're trying to make that work. It's the only chance that they have. Are we really going to game 5? Do they win this after getting their ass kicked throughout the entire game? The core is falling. They're trying. It's a Hail Mary. They're throwing it. Jaina isn't back yet. 50%. Tim, they're doing it.
All the damage is on there, down to 30, down to 20. Ragnaros with a big Q. At the same time, Varian trying to hold his own. 14, the poison's there. 9%, 8%, and oh my gosh, it's going to be a defense. Look at the top lane as well on the blue core, as there is already catapults here starting to shell away. The red team can answer back, and with a 40-second death timer on the lowest member for Team HasuObs, it's looking like this might just be GG.
it was the only chance that they had. They had to go for it, but well, it got defended. 8% on the core, and now with the shields already gone, Team Hasu gets dropped out of the tournament as Team Nick shows no mercy. 25 kills to 8, and they end it all here on Garden of Terror to move on to the next round of the losers bracket of Meta Madness. GG and well played, Team Nick, with the victory on Garden of Terror.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.